My name is Keontae Blue, a 5-star hooper out of Chicago, Illinois. I got a scholarship to hoop at Villanova University, and they had high expectations for me, but despite a rocky freshman season, I would still end up getting drafted number 17 by the LA Lakers. And after making it past training camp and surviving preseason, I would make the official roster of one of the most beloved franchises in NBA history, and now I'm ready to officially begin my NBA journey, and it starts with opening night. Opening night of my NBA career began in Denver, Colorado, where my team, the LA Lakers, were facing the defending champion, Denver Nuggets. I was watching LeBron James and Anthony Davis go up against Nikola Jokic. For the first time in my life, I wasn't a fan. I was actually a part of an NBA team. In the moment, it didn't really matter to me that we were losing the game. All that mattered was that I made it. Even though I was a first round pick, I knew the Lakers weren't in position to try to win a championship, so I didn't expect to get that many minutes. I knew the guys they signed on this roster were expected to take those minutes in rotation, and for me, Max Christie and Jalen Hood-Schifino, our job was to soak up as much knowledge and the experience of being on the NBA roster while just waiting our turn patiently. I gotta admit, it was a different experience. All my life I've been used to being the main guy, getting all the minutes, not really sitting on the bench much. This time around, I'm the cheerleader. I'm the guy sitting patiently waiting, feeling invisible. As the night went on, it was clear that we were losing this game, and everybody had got a chance to get in the game. Even Max. I really didn't even know what to say or do on the bench. I'm sitting next to NBA legends. What do I even say to them? Do they even care that I exist? Finally, coach looked down my way, called my number, and said, "Hey Rook, get in the game. We need you." And I said, "Bet." I got up, made my way up the sidelines, headed to the scores table, and checked in NBA game for the first time in my career. Excitement, nervousness, anxiety, all in one. But I knew my time was here, and I had to take advantage of it. Dribbling the ball up the court for the first time, I really made it. But all these feelings were short-lived. Coach subbed me in with 10 seconds left just to dribble the ball up the court and waste the clock, as we ended up losing this game by over 15. It didn't take long for me to realize my place on this team. They already had ball handlers. They already had all-world defenders. And of course, they had LeBron. LeBron played the position I wanted to play. I wanted to be the big guard bringing the ball up the court, but instead, I was protecting the bench, playing my role on the sidelines. I was wondering if coach even knew who I was after a certain amount of time. He didn't even look my way on this side of the bench. It was cold, lonely. I got to watch NBA legends in their prime play. As for me, different cities, same results, playing the bench. I used to just look up in the sky wondering when my time would come. We're like 7 or 8 games into the season and I'm already tired of watching D-Lo dribble the ball. Everything he does irks me. I feel like I could do it better. I just went from playing high intensity games in college to being the first cheerleader off the bench. I'm not even listening to coach for real. I'm just pretending I am, just in case he calls my name. The best thing that ever happened to me is having guys like Cam Reddish and Max Christie on his team. They invited me to a shoot around after our home game. And of course these guys were elite shooters. As for me, you guys saw me in college. I could barely hit a rock in the ocean from downtown. But watching these guys had me motivated. They reminded me that if I want to touch the NBA court, I really got to be able to shoot this three. This team already has enough ball handlers and has enough defenders, but they need shooters. And that's exactly what I desired to be, one step at a time. It was rough, but it was a process. Being great shooters, the best advice they gave to me is to work on the corner three. When LeBron brings the ball up the court, if he sees you open in the corner, best believe he's going to pass it to you. That's what Cam told me. I mean, hey, it's the shortest distance, right? It should be easy. Watching these guys do it is like night and day. I hit the side of the backboard for one of my first shots, and it was only up from there though. Eventually I got the hang of it. I felt like if I just had a good rhythm in the game, I can knock it down. It's all about confidence. It's all about trusting your ability. And at this time, I needed all the confidence I could get. I wasn't getting any minutes in the game. I was willing to do whatever it took to get on that court. I just needed to hang in there, man. I knew my time would come. On November 10th, I got a call from my agent informing me that the LA Lakers sent me down to the South Bay Lakers, the G League affiliated team. They want me to do a stint in the G League to give me some minutes and some burn. Since I was getting 0 minutes in the rotation on the professional level, this was the perfect way to not halt my development. I was still a first round pick at the end of the day, and I wasn't the only one. They sent Jalen and Max here too. They felt like us three could lead the backcourt. In addition, they sent Cole Swider and also signed an undrafted free agent rookie and Devontae Weber. 7-foot center with some promise, but a lot of flaws. But between us 5, we were here to turn this team up, man. It's the G League, but it's not the end of us. It's only the beginning. We felt like if we performed on this level, maybe the coaching staff would finally notice us. Maybe other teams would notice us. At the end of the day, we hoopers, bro. We just want a chance. Getting ready for our first game, we realized something. Me and Jalen had the same number. Since it was too late to change before the game, we decided whoever had the best game out of us two gets to keep number 1. The other will have to change. Getting ready for my first G League game, I noticed something different. No crowd, bro. I went from playing in front of thousands at Nova to nobody. But the energy was still the same. Devontae came out and set the tone with a block early on legend Kenneth Fareed, and as for me, I followed suit. And this team got rolling quick. I mean, bro, you would have thought we've been playing together since high school the way we were moving that ball. I was throwing lobs to Devontae, and man, it felt like I was back at Nova the way I was throwing lobs, bro. Max was even getting up there for dunks. I didn't even know he had that vert in him, bro. I thought he was just a shooter. I was setting the tone on defense, right here locking up Mason Jones. Everything felt so natural. It's almost like I've been playing this whole time, but I haven't. We haven't. Nobody on this team have really been getting real minutes in the NBA. So this is our chance to prove ourselves. And that, we did. Our first G League game, we cooked. Ran them boys out the gym. And for the first time in a while, I was back in the huddle, being the guy, really having to pay attention. I hadn't been this hyped since college, bro. And now, it's back. And I'm back. Never in my life did I dream about playing for the G League. But in reality, that's where I'm at. And wherever I'm at, I'm gonna play my best. And that's exactly what we did the first game out. But we'll be put to the test quick. The next stop of my journey takes us to Las Vegas, Nevada, where we'll face the best team in the G League, featuring 5 NBA prospects in this upcoming draft. And well, it was our first real test as a G League team. We have been torching the league at this point. This team had the best of the best. I'm talking about young prospects that were ready to take over the NBA, and they didn't even feel like they had to go to college to do that. These were 18-year-olds fresh out of high school getting trained by NBA trainers. And as for me, y'all know my story. So I don't care who I'm going against. I'm only 19. For me, this was a match against players I'm gonna be competing with for the rest of my career. So I gotta set the tone. But out of all these prospects, there was one guy that I was particularly scared of. Susu. He was currently number 5 on 2024's mock draft, but it wasn't just because of his size and skill. He had something nobody else had. His hands. I've never in my life seen hands that big. Scared the heck out of me, and Devontae for that matter. Man, I could only laugh thinking about how that matchup would go. But I had to quickly straighten up, because my matchup wasn't no joke. Elliot Reeves. He was one of the top guards in the G. And I know me and my squad would have our work cut out for us. Man, these 18-year-olds jumped out on us quick. Hopped out the gate ready to spark up. I got caught napping on defense and Reeves drifted to the corner, and he didn't care about my late contest. He still splashed it. And on offense, this dude Elliot left me in the quarter wide open. Disrespectful. Ben Simmons treatment. And I didn't even get the ball. And on defense, he had me looking lost. At this point, my PTSD was starting to trigger me. This reminded me of that UConn game when my team got embarrassed. It seemed like it was nothing I could do early on. Did I get overconfident and too cocky after one G League game? Maybe. The first half was a blur. It seemed like everybody was getting off for their team. I remember one time Susu clapped and it shook the whole stadium up. But nobody was missing. And for myself, I got rushed. Out of character. Committing stupid turnovers. Leading to easy transition baskets. I needed a wake-up call in the second half. So right before halftime, I got a steal of Elliot and I took it straight to the basket, going for the dunk. And I think that woke me and my team up. Heading to the second half, we were a different ball club. I came out the gates ready to go crazy, driving right past Reeves and slamming it down for the dunk, getting up there like I so often know how to do. Hey, y'all gotta remember, this is only my second real game of basketball since I left Nova way back in March. So it took me a while, but I eventually got it going. And when I got it going, my team got it going. Right here, Hushafino misses the 3, but I fight for the ball and throw it back down, and NBA scouts were in attendance. So I had to show off my defense, my offense, and my playmaking. And that's exactly what I did. After having a crazy second half against the G League Ignite, I was confident that my time would come. I just had to keep putting in the work. And that's exactly what I did. Me, Max, and Vontae helping with the boards, getting more shots in after games and after practice. Look, we were already one of the best teams in the G. We knew our time would come soon, but I had to stay ready. I knew the only way I was touching the NBA court again is if my jumper looked somewhat respectable. And in the meantime, I took out all my frustrations on every team in the G. We were going on the road, violating teams. And after about 10 games, my name started to circulate as one of the best players in the G. I was only 19, bro, but I was averaging almost a triple-double in this league. I'm playing against professionals and former professionals. I did better than I did in college. It just felt like my confidence was super high, and it translated. But now, I wait. I'm ready. I feel like my time is now. I'm ready to show that I could do this on a real level. NBA level. Just take me back. That's all I asked for. Well, it seemed like the Lakers heard my ask. December 1st, I make my official return to the NBA. The Lakers were gearing up for a long road trip and it started in Milwaukee. They needed me and Max to come up and fill bodies on the bench and get potential playing time. And y'all know this Milwaukee team, Giannis and Dame. I didn't really care about that though. I just got through cooking the G League, man. I'm just excited to be back. I feel like my name is certified now. I feel like the whole world watched me, even though they did it. But it didn't matter to me. I was on the bench cheering on my team again. The game went how you would think it would go. Dame started off hitting threes from the half court, but LeBron did his thing, keeping us in the game at 38 years old. And he would be dishing, attacking the basket, and finding the open guys. And there's my guy Cam, my mentor. As for me, I'm just patiently waiting my turn. My time will come as coach will look down the bench and motion to me and Max Christie to check in the game for the first time. My nerves were out of this roof. I was excited though, not really as anxious. I feel like I've been hooping. I got all the momentum in the world. I know this is the NBA level, but I'm ready. It's a Friday night, ESPN game, third quarter. We're up by about 10 points with a little over 4 minutes left in the third quarter, and Coach wanted us in there to get some burn and see if we could help extend this lead. And if not, we'll find ourselves back on the bench. I wasn't worried about all that. I'm standing next to Damian Lillard, bro, watching LeBron James shoot free throws for my team. I didn't really have a real plan of attack. I was just out there to do whatever the team needed. My first offensive possession, I had the ball in my hands. I called for AD to set a screen and my instincts took over. I pulled up for a mid-range shot and bricked it, and my heart almost sunk. But LeBron had my back. Dame tried to cook me up. LeBron reaches in for the steal, and not only does he do that, he finds me in transition for the easy layup. I get my first career points off of LeBron assists, bro. I felt like I was in a different world. And then AD finds me in transition for another layup. Hey, the NBA life is looking really easy if I'm just getting layups all the time. And right here, AR-15 knocks down a wide open 3 and we extend this lead to 17. Rolling. This team is looking unstoppable right now. And I felt like I was finally a part of it. I was in the lineup. I was coming back to the bench getting cheers. I was having to pay attention to coach this time. But my excitement was short-lived as he'll pull me and Max right back out the game. And I thought it was for a short stint on the bench, but it turns out I was there for a while. We were well into the fourth quarter by this point, and coach sent me to the scores table to check in for D'Angelo Russell. But as soon as I went to the scores table, D'Angelo saw me and started knocking down his shots. And well, as the story's told, coach will pull me right back to the bench after D'Angelo hit this layup, and we had a secure lead. And he said, "Rook, maybe next time." My confidence just dropped, y'all. I thought I was hooping. I was finally contributing. Me and Max. Now, I'm back to being a cheerleader. First one off the bench, huh? LeBron had a dominant game. We were going to beat the Milwaukee Bucks on the road to start our long road trip in the East Coast. As for me, I was a little bummed out. I felt like I had more in the tank. Way more than 3 minutes to contribute. So after the game, me, Max, and Jackson Hayes stood back and got some extra shots up before the team plane left out of Milwaukee. Just because I didn't get that many minutes doesn't mean I can't stay ready. I gotta be prepared. You never know, right? After staying late in Milwaukee getting shots up, the team plane landed us in DC as we will take on the Wizards in the next game. And for me, I had to get there early. AD helped me work on my free throws, another part of my game where I want to stay warm in. Listen, it's all about improvement, day to day. You never know when your time is coming and who's watching. Speaking of watching, it felt like that's all I was doing on this road trip. It was like a cycle all over again. I would spend most of the game watching from the bench. Coach would check me in for a couple minutes, sub me back out. In this game against Cleveland, me and my boy Austin checked in the game, but coach said he was the primary ball handler, which left me to run straight to the corner and just get ready to see what I could do on offense, which for me was absolutely nothing. I spent most of the time just standing there like a bystander, like I wasn't even on the court, pretending to get involved in action. One time I took matters into my own hands and tried to make a play to AD and turn the ball right over to Jared Allen. And in transition, I failed to get back properly and left a wide open layup. And coach immediately took me out the game, and I didn't see the court for basically the rest of the road trip. Despite how many times I tried to plead with the coaching staff, they weren't hearing me, straight up ignoring me. At this time, I could only wonder if this is the fate of my NBA career. But hey, only time will tell, right? I'm back from my road trip. Let's take a look around the league. Obviously, I'm not in the Rookie of the Year race, but who is Victor Wembanyama. He's looking like the front runner early on in the season. He's dominating. But as for the Spurs, they suck. They're the worst team in the league, getting only 8 wins almost halfway through the season. No surprises there. If I was a fan and had to vote for the MVP, I gotta go with Jokic. Bro is dominating the NBA right now. He's currently averaging over 30 points, 11 assists, and 15 rebounds. Straight cooking up the league. While the Nuggets don't have the best record, better believe they're gonna be in the finals if it's up to him. And as good as we're playing, believe it or not, we're not even the best team in LA. That belongs to the Clippers. Apparently the James Harden trade worked out for them boys. With Russ coming off the bench, the Clippers are looking like a real threat in the West. We're gonna have to see about that. Out East, the worst team should come as no surprise. Washington, it's the Jordan Poole show. And if that's the case, man, you know the results. Bro's out there running his own offense with no regrets. They got the worst record in the Eastern Conference. And as for the best team, that belongs to the Boston Celtics. Currently 31-6, hold the best NBA record, and the acquisitions of Drew Holiday and the original unicorn Porzingis have worked out well for this team as they look unstoppable. And speaking of unstoppable, John Morant got off his 25-game suspension and is straight cooking the league. He's currently leading the league, averaging 33 points a game. Hey, he heard all the noise y'all were talking while he was suspended, and he came back with a mission. And as far as us, we're doing alright. We're currently the 4th seed in the Western Conference right now, almost halfway through the season, and practices are getting intense. I'm taking out all my frustrations against the first team in practice. I'm running with the second squad, obviously not getting a lot of minutes in the games, so the only way I can get noticed by the coaches is playing hard in practice. For me, practices weren't even that hard. AD and Braun barely practiced with us, so it was really D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves that I had to worry about in the guard position. The only problem is, they had what I didn't: experience. No matter how many times I balled out in practice, that wouldn't earn the trust from LeBron and the higher-ups to throw me in the game more. See, this team needed what I really didn't possess: shooting off the bench. And for me, I'm a playmaker. I'm a go-getter. Maybe this team ain't for me. Maybe they drafted a 19-year-old kid they didn't even want. On January 5th, 2024, my life would change. While getting up shots at the gym, my agent informed me that me and Max were just traded to the New Orleans Pelicans for Trey Murphy and Najee Marshall. And for me, a range of emotions took over. Next thing you know, I'm in a new city, a new uniform, same season, being traded as a rookie. I was just competing against LeBron and AD in practice, complaining about not getting touches. Now, I'm being thrust into the starting rotation for the first time in my career. The Pelicans felt like they were missing playmaking from this team. They had CJ McCollum out with injury, they had a young Zion and Brandon Ingram. With a good mix of vets and young guys, they felt like this team could make a playoff push. With CJ McCollum currently out with injury, after practice, head coach Willie Green decided that I would be the starting point guard for the upcoming game, a home game. I'll be making my Pelicans debut in the starting lineup with guys like Zion Williamson. I couldn't believe it. My time has come. The city of New Orleans. I'm here. Are y'all ready?